I was giving
Katie, was this you?
Chuck and crap. I'm like, you really hand these things out? He probably hears me.
Oh, it's
Look
time.
at that.
Okay.
Sorry.
It already matches.
All right, let's bring the city council meeting for April 23rd, 2024 to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Carter,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Swatman,
Present.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Here?
Councilmember Davis,
Here.
Councilmember Fullerton,
Here.
Councilmember Hubler,
Here.
Councilmember McClymans,
Here.
and Councilmember Roach.
He is remote. I don't know if he is.
I do see
I
him.
see him.
There.
Yeah,
He's
say,
got his
raise his
hand
hand.
He's here.
Checking his,
Use the hands up sign.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Okay, he's good. All right, there's no agenda modifications. We do have a proclamation. This is Drinking Water Week, May 5th through the 11th, 2024. Whereas water is our most valuable natural resource, and whereas tap water delivers public health protection, fire protection, support for our economy, and the quality of life we enjoy. And whereas any measure of a successful society, low mortality rates, economic growth and diversity, productivity, and public safety are in some way related to access to safe water. And whereas we are all stewards of the water infrastructure upon which future generations depend. And whereas each citizen of our city is called upon to help protect our source waters from pollution, to practice water conservation, and to get involved in local water issues by getting to know their water. Now, therefore, I, Terry Carter, Mayor of the City of Bonnie Lake, do proclaim the week of May 5th through May 11th, 2024 as Drinking Water Week in Bonnie Lake, Washington. All right. Seeing there's no public hearing, we will go on to citizen comments. So this is your time to address the council on city business. The city, sorry, what?
Is there a hand?
Oh,
was-
he didn't
that
put
was-
his hand down.
He was
That's
saying he was here.
rubbish.
This is your time to address the council and city business. The city will now enable the video and microphone for those attending virtually. You will need to turn on your video and microphones on your end if you are wanting to be seen or heard. We will start with those who are here in person and move to virtual comments afterwards. You have 5 minutes. State your name and address for the record, please.
Council Mayor, I'm past Councilmember Dan Decker. I live 201 70th Street, East Bonnie Lake, Washington. Toxic murder. I'm in the past mentioned chloride, fluoride, and caustic soda. It's in our drinking water. Fluoride is a poison. It causes brain damage, bone damage, organ damage, and is shown to be harmful to the teeth. Don't forget, it also causes premature death. The facts can't be ignored, even though it is ignored by our city, county, state, and federal government. The government does more than ignore fluoride in our drinking water. Fluoride is in our drinking water, and it was put there with intent. Chlorine is in our drinking water. The government wants us to drink all we can every day. There is bladder, colon, stomach, liver, larynx, and a host of cancers just waiting to kill us from chlorine. Just take a look around. The government is here for our health and welfare. What do we get from these good old boys and girls? We get poison in our water, tax to live in our homes, and we get to pay for permission to build at our homes. And we get fined or jailed if we don't do what we're told. The important part is the government is doing all this to us for our own good and welfare. Yes, it's good to be poisoned on one hand and taxed into the poorhouse with the other hand. At least we don't get extradited to Oregon and charged with 12 felonies and 6 contempts of court actions, or do we? Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Okay. All right, we'll now start those that are virtual. You have 5 minutes. State your name and address for the record, please. Okay. The city will now disable all video and microphones for those attending virtually. We have no correspondence, so next is committee reports. Finance Committee, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee met this evening upstairs at 4:30 special start time. We had a little bit of extra time to do some business. We completed approval of our minutes. We did a review. Let's see, let's get to the right page. Personnel update. Brian Sandler, of course, does that for us. Was trying to get him to modify the report a little bit. So rather than read a bunch of stuff there, hopefully the council, gets copies of that. The public does too, so that that'll be available for everyone. If the council members find that they're missing or questioning information on that, because it's an extensive amount of information there, please contact me or Brian and we can kind of work with that so that it becomes pretty clear, self-explanatory about where people are, what positions are filled and what positions need to be filled. So that was given to us at the meeting. We also had a discussion item included the 2024 Ford F600 that they need outfitting. It's a specific vehicle for sewer. You'll have a proposal coming forward to the next council meeting for a little extra funds out of the sewer fund to complete that because it was a ladder purchase. They were trying to purchase it several years ago. It wasn't available. Inflation has outstripped their budget for that by 20 some odd $1,000. Also, we spent most of our time talking about a recreation program. We'll have a proposal coming forward to the next available council workshop for some funding level of that so that the can kind of marry up with hopefully the mayor's budget proposal coming up so that everyone can budget properly for that program. We're not from the Finance Committee, we're not recommending that we delete the program or anything. We're just going to throw a number out there for, say, about $150,000 max contribution to that particular program. Otherwise, it'd be self-funded. That will be for future. And then we had our open discussion items, and that was our items of business this evening.
Thank you. Community Development Committee, please.
Yeah, so the Community Development Committee met on Tuesday, April 16th. We meet every first and third Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. on the second floor in the executive conference room. We always like to welcome the public and encourage them to attend. Our next meeting will be May 7th. We call our meeting to order. Our department reports and presentations. We had a wastewater treatment presentation for the wastewater pre-treatment program. Was presented by Michael Kosa and Andrea Hannigan, were the presenters from, Jason, was that
Summary.
yeah, were they in the Public Works Department? Yeah, okay, thank you. And they would like us to draft an ordinance, which the CDC will bring back to discussion on May 7th. And then we will bring it and present it to full council on May 14th. Then we also had a motion for AB 2430, which is our joint advisory committee. We received a briefing, and after a brief discussion, the staff recommended that the CDC members be the representatives for the JAC, which is the Joint Advisory Committee with the Sumner Waste Department Treatment Facility. And that will be on tonight's consent agenda. And we had open discussion about the radio read transmitter system. which is needed in order to switch to monthly billing from bi-monthly billing. So they have a few more items that they need to get that in order to make, be able to do monthly billing. And we adjourned at 5:58. That's all I have.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, please.
The Public Safety Committee did not meet today. However, our next meeting is going to be the second Tuesday of every month, as usual, May 14th at 3:30. If you happen to be listening right now or you listen to this later on YouTube, please join us, public. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. All right. I don't see any other reports. We have the consent agenda. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
There we go. All those in favor of adopting the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Good. We now have one Community Development Committee issue and one full council issue. The first item, Madam Clerk.
This is AB 2426, Resolution R 2426. The council motion would be to authorize the mayor to sign contract amendment number 2 with Conservation Technics related to the Park, Trails, Recreation, and Open Space Plan.
So moved.
No second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
All right.
Thought I saw Councilmember Hubler's hand go up.
Oh, sorry, that was
Okay.
pushing my
You're
hair
just-
out of my face.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You bid.
Sorry.
Got it.
Any discussion on the issue? No? Okay, we'll go move this forward for a vote. All in favor of resolution R 24-26, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? For our next item, please, Madam Clerk.
This is AB 2433, motion M 2433. The council motion would be to identify growth alternative number 2 as the city council's preferred growth alternative.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Councilmember Baldwin.
This is the same thing we were beating around left and right, correct? Okay.
Deputy Mayor Swanton.
Yeah, I've worked for years with now assistant, what do we call it? Acting Director, Public Services, something, Jason Sullivan, is a outstanding work on this. This is like fantastic amount of, brain, thought, different through public testimony, through the planning agency, all the public input. This is a testament to Jason's ability to come up with a solution that meets what I think is largely the council's objective. It should, hopefully the regulators that have to pass these things will pass them. You want to say just outstanding work there, Jason. I really appreciate all your look at this. Anyone can look at these documents and kind of poke at them and say, well, this is not quite right, or this is not quite right. But you have to take it in. It is a comprehensive plan. So it's the big umbrella thing. There's little pieces of it that may not make any sense necessarily, but they all fit together properly so that they will literally pass through the eye of a needle. We're talking, it's amazing. So hopefully the regulators will take it and pass it, and we'll be in a good place. So, I will be definitely supporting this, albeit that there's definitely things in it that you could point at and say, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Well, when you take it all together, hopefully it'll work. So I'm a good.
Very good. Any other discussion? All those in favor of motion M 24-33, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Good. All right, we will now adjourn the regular council meeting and go into an executive session, first for 15 minutes per RCW 42.30.110I to discuss potential litigation with legal counsel with no action to follow, and then for another 10 minutes to discuss a different potential litigation. We are adjourned.
Okay.